Okay, my name is Michelle Cooper-Smith. I'm the chair of CV3 SLA committee. Welcome to our November 2022 meeting. A few reminders before we get started. This meeting is being recorded. Please sign into the chat with your name and affiliation. The chat shall only be used for technical issues, and for signing in, the chat will only go to me. I will announce agenda items. I reserve the right to go out of order. We do this for a variety of reasons, but just pay attention. If anyone is here for either number 3, 65 Rivington Street, or number 5, Cafe Mocha at 111 First Avenue, they will not be heard this evening. So please keep an eye on the agenda. First, basically the run of show is I'll announce the agenda item. I'll go over the highlights of the application. Then I'll let the applicant or the representatives provide any clarifications that I missed. Then the committee will be able to ask questions, clarifying questions, etc. Of the applicant. And then we will turn it over to the public if there's anyone here to speak on the item, and then we will make a resolution and vote on it as a committee. I will limit the amount of time that each speaker has, no more than 2 minutes, potentially less, depending on how many people are here to speak. If you're here representing a group, please select no more than 2 speakers. I will note the number of attendees for or against the application, however, as long as you identify yourself. And please keep yourself muted until you've been recognized to mitigate background noise. Okay, so the first order of the evening is approval of last month's minutes. Does anyone from the committee have any opposition to the minutes from October? Okay. Hearing no objections, I'm going to move into a roll call vote. All right, Michelle Cooper-Smith present. I believe Jeanette has not joined yet. Jeanette is absent. Sarah Bachu.
Present.
David Crane.
Present.
Jamie Felber.
Present.
Amanda Liu.
Present.
Jesse Beck. Amanda, do you mind if I just make you a temporary helper for the Zoom, letting people in, because Jeanette's running a little bit late? Is that okay? It's just letting people in. And if you don't do it immediately, it's completely and utterly fine. So I'm just going to make you a co-host. 1 second. Thank you, Amanda. Okay. As I said, I reserve the right to go a little bit out of order, which I'm going to do. Are the applicants for number 4, Gugu Sushi Bar, 87 Ludlow, present?
Hi, Michelle. You've got Mike Paludas here.
Hi, Michael. And your clients as well.
I think I see Stephen D. Young. I see Aris Toison.
Great.
We were expecting the Chef Marquis Manalote, and I think that would be everybody. And Marco Verre. But we have Stephen and we have Aris.
We have your applicants, so that's the most.
So let's proceed.
Okay. All right, so I'm just going to drop the questionnaire here in the chat. But I want to preface this by saying that the applicant had contacted the office prior to this meeting, informing us that they would be actually asking for a wine beer license with all of the stipulations that we generally administrative approve. So that means closing at 12 a.m. all nights, no DJs, no live music, no sponsored events, no I mean, I think you might have outdoor dining, which we allow now with administrative approval. So committee, just so that you are aware of that, they're basically asking for administrative approval, but because of the short amount of time before which we found this out, they're still coming to the meeting. So we can effectively just do the stipulations that are administrative approval, but they are coming here tonight because we just didn't have time to work it out ahead of the meeting. Just to be safe, they're here. So just to reiterate, this is a request for a wine beer license at 87 Ludlow Street for Gugu Sushi Bar LLC. It's a 2-floor establishment with a pending temporary certificate of occupancy of 145 people, 20 tables and 40 seats on the first floor, and then 10 tables with 36 seats in the basement. With a full kitchen serving sushi and omakase during all hours of operation. No televisions, ambient recorded background music only. We actually heard an application for this over the summer, so committee might remember some of the history. This location was previously licensed with a full on-premise liquor license. And then we denied an operator here over the summer for a full OP. This applicant is already operating in this district at 143 Orchard Street with a full on-premises liquor license. I believe that, Michael, what happened was they were approved for wine beer license in May 2017 by this committee, by the community board, and then was granted a full on premises by the SLA in 2020. Is that right, Michael?
Yes, that's right.
Okay, great. No SLA disciplinary history. There have been no commercial 301 complaints at this location. We received several notes against this application, but that was before dropping down to the wine beer with 12 o'clock all nights closing. And then there were 41 residents who live within 2 blocks of the location, including 5 residents at 87 Ludlow Street who signed a petition in favor of the OP later hours application. Anything else, Michael, that I missed?
Not that you missed, but I do want to just point out that,
Sure,
and this is at Tamara Daly's request. So, our client has communicated fairly extensively with the Orchard Street Block Association, and that was a big part of the impetus for the beer wine only application. They also reduced their Friday and Saturday night hours by 1 hour at the Block Association's request, and agreed not to use the outdoor space and not to have a DJ. So I just wanted to make sure that we pointed that out and that those items should be incorporated in the STIP. I think they are, but to the extent that they're not, we should incorporate them.
Okay, thanks. Wait, sorry, did you say something about outdoor seating?
Yes, we did at their request. Our client has agreed not to use the outdoor area, and
Okay.
so that should make its way into your STIP. One of the they've asked that we make sure that it makes its way into your STIP. So I'm mentioning that.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, that's it. That's what I have. Unless I will point out, Michelle, that I understand there was a concern about dancing that was permitted at the existing location. I did have an extensive conversation with our client about that. I'm told that that was not a regular occurrence, that it will not take place moving forward, and that it will not take place at 87 Ludlow. So I reviewed the stipulations with them, and that's been made very clear. So
Okay,
I just wanted to let you know that. All right.
And what's your plan for soundproofing?
So our client believes that the premises is soundproofed, because it was licensed up until about a year ago. To the extent that they get in there and they start poking around and there's a need for it, they will do what's necessary to soundproof the the premises.
Okay. Would you be willing to agree to stipulation? This is very standard for places that you will install soundproofing as needed in consultation with the sound engineer to ensure that no sound is audible in the surrounding residences. So it's not a requirement, but it's as needed.
Understood. Stephen, are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
Do you understand what Michelle's asking?
Yes, I do. As
And that's-
needed.
As needed, we will consult with a sound engineer, and if recommended, add whatever soundproofing is necessary in order to keep the sound within the decibel levels that are permitted.
Yes, we will have decibel meters always available to check the sound just in case.
Okay, great. Thanks. All right. Does anyone from the committee have any questions about this? Just a reminder that they're agreeing to our administrative approval stipulations plus stricter. So I would recommend that we approve this. Jamie, go ahead.
Yeah, I think you actually just said it as I had my hand up. Yeah, this is beer and wine with these hours. This is administrative approval. So there's nothing that we would be able to do anyway. It seems pretty straightforward. So plus they've got another location down the street, which they're operating well. It seems pretty open and shut to me.
Okay. I know that there were people from the community that showed up here, but I strongly suggest that if someone's going to speak, it's for like 1 minute, because we have a lot to do tonight, and this is effectively an administrative approval, which the community does not typically get to weigh in on. Does the committee agree with that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So if there's one person who wants to speak on this, I will let them, and then we're going to move on.
I would like to speak. I'm a resident across the street. This is Eli Diamond.
Okay, go ahead.
While I understand that the new potential tenant is trying to be reasonable, we don't need more liquor licenses in this region. We have 4 across the street and within 500 feet. This is breaking the law, both New York law and New York City law. There should not be any more liquor licenses. While I understand that you're pushing for administrative approval, I completely disagree. You don't live in the area. You don't walk out the door every morning to puke. You don't have people shouting in the middle of the night. We do not need more liquor licenses. There is no public benefit to this. And so while I understand you're pushing for administrative review here, I am fundamentally against this. It is completely wrong. Why can't the landlord just get a retail tenant? We have a sushi bar down the street. Again, if this was really a restaurant fully, we shouldn't even be talking about decibel levels and sound and having sound meters. That we don't need another liquor license. We can have another liquor license. It's against the law, both New York City law and state law, to have another liquor license within 500 feet.
Thank you. I'm just gonna remind everyone that this is actually an application for wine beer, which is not subject to the 500-foot rule. And also I will remind everyone that everyone on this committee does live in this district. So thank you. Okay. Committee, let's any objections?
Can I
Nope, you cannot. Anyone else from the committee have any objections to moving this to a motion to review the resolution, the draft resolution?
No objection.
Yeah, no objection.
Okay, so this is the resolution that the draft resolution that we have. I went through most of this. Michael, what is this artist exhibitions thing that was in the application?
I'm going to let Stephen speak to it, but I do.
Just
I
so you know,
understand-
this is absurd process if community members
Okay,
can't speak
sir,
about
we're
something
gonna
going
have
on
to
in the
remove you
neighborhood.
from the meeting.
You remove me, but let others speak. Let others speak.
I believe they have art shows with paintings from time to time where they exhibit painters' artwork. I think that's the case. Stephen, do you want to confirm?
Well, the walls are not going to be empty. They will be displayed with artwork that we feel will complement the ambiance of a sushi bar.
So it's not like an the reason why it's in the resolution is because it was in the questionnaire that you said that there was gonna be another business going on here, which is artist exhibitions, but it sounds like that's not the case. It's just gonna be art hanging on the walls.
Stephen, will you be opening the space up in some way to artists to display their artwork, or were you referring just to the artwork that you're going to have on the walls in the restaurant?
Obviously, we will select the artwork or artist work to be displayed, and there may be multiple artists at any one time. We want to give variety to people to appreciate art.
Okay, Michael.
I think you can take it out, Michelle.
Any objections, committee, to that, taking this line out? Okay.
It just sounds like it's like.
Yeah,
art
I
on
don't
the
think.
wall, like at any restaurant, so I think it's fine.
Yeah,
Yeah.
okay. Okay, and this is just the history. This is we talked about the dancing, no SLA disciplinary history. And then also, let's just make sure all the stipulations are correct. No outdoor spaces for commercial purposes. Hours of operation are opening 5 p.m. Tuesday to Sunday and closing by 11 p.m. Tuesday to Thursday, and 12 a.m. Friday to Saturday and 10 p.m. Sunday. Is that all right, Michael?
Yep.
Okay. One second, sorry. Closed fixed facade. It will play ambient background music only, consisting of recorded music, will not have live music. No dancing. It will install soundproofing as needed in consultation with the sound engineer to ensure that no sound is audible in the surrounding residences. It may have happy hours until 5 o'clock. It will designate an employee for ensuring no loitering and no wait lines outside. Does that all sound right, Michael?
What's the language about class changes?
Oh, it will not apply for any alteration. This one?
Okay.
Sorry,
All right.
so this is not actually the full list of stipulations, so that's the next thing.
Okay.
The class change is not on here. Yeah. We have
Okay.
stipulations for them.
Okay.
Okay. Committee, any amendments to make to this before we go over the full steps? Okay. Okay, once again, 87 Ludlow Street for Gugu Sushi Bar LLC, wine, beer, and cider, sushi omakase. Hours are closing by 11 p.m. Tuesday to Thursday, 12 a.m. Friday to Saturday, and 10 p.m. Sunday. It will not use outdoor space. It will install soundproofing as needed with consultation with the sound engineer. Closed fixed facade, no DJs, no live music, no promoted events, no event with a cover feed, no scheduled performances. They'll play ambient recorded background music only. This is the one I think, Michael, that you're talking about. Will not seek a change in class to a full on-premises liquor license without first obtaining approval from CP3. No pub crawls, no boozy brunches or unlimited drink specials. So sorry, is happy hour till 5 or till 7?
Stephen?
I was told that was acceptable.
Just which one? 5 or 7?
No, it's from 5 to 7.
Oh, okay, sorry, that's my mistake then. Okay, so it's until 7 p.m.
Yeah.
No wait
7.
lines, person responsible for ensuring no loitering, noise, or crowds outside. And you'll post these stipulations outside, and you will not have dancing.
Yes.
That looks good.
All right, great.
Thank you.
Okay, committee, any objections to going to a vote? Okay, moving this to a vote. Number 4, 87 Ludlow Street, wine, beer, closing no later than 12 a.m. on nights. David Crane.
Yes.
I'm going across my screen. Amanda Liu,
Yes.
Jamie Felber,
Yes.
Sarah Bachu,
Yes.
Jeanette Kim,
I'll abstain as I wasn't present for the
Okay.
public comments.
Michelle, yes, so 5 yeses, 0 nos, 1 abstention. This motion carries. We will send you stipulations tomorrow. Thank you, guys.
Thank you all.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you
Okay.
very much. So
All
we're
right.
allowed to leave already? Okay, thank you.
Yep, you're good. Go ahead, you're
Thank
free.
you. Thank you. If there's anything, let us know. Thank you.
Okay, thanks. Have a good night.
Thank you. Good night.
Okay. The next one I'm gonna go to is number 6, 171 Avenue A. Are the applicants and the representatives here?
Yes, Terry Flynn is here.
Hi, Terry. Are your clients here?
Yes, they are. I saw them on the
Oh,
participants.
okay, yep. See them. Great. Okay, I'm just gonna drop the questionnaire in the chat. Okay. This is number 6, 171 Avenue A. Okay, this is an application for an upgrade from a wine beer license to a full on-premises liquor license, and the premise is located at 171 Avenue A between 10th and 11th Street. Certificate of occupancy of 72 people, 8 tables of 72 seats, and 1 35-foot bar, full kitchen, serving food within 1 hour of closing, 3 televisions, and ambient recorded background music that may be played on a jukebox. I'm just gonna double check something about how many liquor licenses are within 500 feet, but this applicant was given administrative approval for wine and beer license from Community Board 3 in October 2021 for this location, and they've been licensed to serve since April 2022 with no adverse history. This location, 171 Avenue A, has never had a full on-premises liquor license according to the SLA database. And this applicant operates a location at 111 South Street with a full on premises, and they've done so since 2009. And it looks like they had a COVID violation in May 2020. There's 1 301 commercial 301 complaint at this location since 2018 with action necessary. 6 residents wrote to Community Board 3 asking to deny this application because of quality of life issues caused by oversaturation of liquor license on Upper Avenue A, and because they believe that this location is subject to the 200-foot rule because there's a church across the street. 25 residents who live within 2 blocks signed a petition. They're asking, Terry, you're asking for 2 a.m. all nights, right?
Right, the client, I spoke with the client. The client is willing on Sunday and Wednesday to close a little bit earlier than that, knowing that the community has concerns.
Sunday
So
to Wednesday or Sundays and Wednesdays?
Sunday through Wednesday, excuse me.
Okay. What time would they be willing?
If they could close at 12:30 on those nights, because your rule is you have to be out by that time.
Okay.
So it comes in and sits at 11, they want to make sure they have adequate time to get out.
Okay. I have a question. Anything else that I missed there in the explanation?
In the explanation, no.
Okay, great. I have one question just in reviewing. Is the type of restaurant changing from a Malaysian restaurant?
No, it is not.
Okay. All right, just making sure because there were 2 menus in there, so I wasn't.
Yeah, the only difference here is that instead of beer and wine, they're gonna have liquor because they've had many people come in, ask for liquor after dinner drinks, and when they said at the beginning they didn't have liquor, they left, or they couldn't get an after dinner drink, they weren't happy. So it's impacted their business.
Okay. And sorry, couldn't even believe it. There are actually only, I'm saying only because it's actually low for the district, but there are only 7 full on premises liquor licenses within 500 feet per the SLA lab map. That's what I was just double checking.
Yep.
Okay, anyone from the committee have questions on this application? Again, it's an upgrade from a wine beer. They've been operating with a license since April 2022, and they're asking to extend their hours from 12 a.m. to 2 a.m. on Thursday to Saturday. Jamie, go ahead.
Was this not the location of Hi-Fi back in the day? It's never had a liquor license.
Hi-Fi was the one next, isn't that 169?
Maybe. So this location has never had a liquor license.
When I was yeah, so Hi-Fi was 169 Avenue A. That's been like continuously licensed for like 35 years, but this is
Right,
the
okay.
storefront just north of that. I mean, I looked up the history in the SLA, and it seemed like the only other one was a wine beer immediately preceding this.
Okay.
Anyone else from the committee want to weigh in? Okay, is there anyone here from the community to speak on this one? Number 6, 171 Avenue A. Please raise your Zoom hand. Okay, Deborah, go ahead. You have 2 minutes.
How do you raise your hand?
Oh, under reactions, there should be a raise hand at the bottom. Sorry, Deborah, go ahead.
No, that's fine. I just, my comments are that, and concerns are the same as usual. We have too many liquor licenses around. Having this place is not going to help. There's no benefit, and they haven't proven themselves. They've been open off and on over the last year. And so what is that about? I don't know. If you look at the layout, there's a large bar. Apparently they're going to be adding some TVs. So to me, it's not a restaurant, and they haven't proven themselves well enough to be issued this license or any other kind of license.
Thanks. The next hand I see is Dale Goodson. Dale, go ahead.
Okay, I am the president of North Avenue A Neighborhood Association, and we're asking CB3 licensing committee to deny this application for full liquor license for Fishmarket. This is a new license with no public benefit in an area of oversaturation. The applicants have had scarce attendance over the last year and first need to prove they are running a successful restaurant before applying for full liquor. We need to see evidence of being a viable business, and a good neighbor. Also, we believe that their 35-foot bar proposal for 3 televisions and 2 a.m. closing are more in keeping with a sports bar than a good neighborhood restaurant. Avenue A is already swamped with bars and other licensed establishments, and this application has all the markings of another destination bar. A much better fit for the neighborhood is increased daytime retail, which we are in desperate need of. Please deny this application.
Thanks, Dale. The next hand I see is Andrew. Andrew, if you're speaking, you're muted.
I live at 167 Avenue A, and I ask you to deny this application. I provided documentation that 171 Avenue A is subject to the 200-foot rule as it's across from Alpha Phi Omega Church. There are 16 licenses within 500 feet, and the applicant has not defined why issuing them a license is in the public interest. Our block from 10th to 11th Street has 8 storefronts, including 171. 7 of them sell alcohol, and all 8 of them are eating and drinking establishments, not exactly a diversity of retail. On the side of the block where the applicant is located are 5 storefronts. 4 of them are currently licensed, including 3 restaurants, a loud music club, and the 5th is a bagel shop, not a diversity of retail. We're amply served by places to get a drink. The applicant's proposal is for a restaurant bar, but they have a 35-foot bar, 3 TVs, and a jukebox. Clearly components of a bar. We already have a bar on our street that is causing problems for us, and we don't need another. especially one that has a following from their other location, which reviews say is a loud, raucous sports bar. The applicant has only been open for 10 months, and in that time had very few customers. So I don't know who all these customers are demanding liquor. If they need to rely on a full liquor license to attract customers, that's a bad sign, evidence of a bad business model or an exit strategy. While they do have petition signatures, there are only a handful on the block, and one is from a business owner. In the evenings, our block is one big party zone, so adding a destination bar will exacerbate an intolerable situation. As a member of the CB3 Economic Development Committee, we surveyed residents and they overwhelmingly want more daytime retail. Licensing this space will mean that an opportunity for daytime retail will be lost in perpetuity and will open a Pandora's box with every business with a beer and wine license on the block seeking an upgrade, something we can't handle. We ask that you support our efforts to create a diversity of retail and a livable community by denying this application. I seem to also.
Andrew, you've hit 2 minutes, so thank you.
Okay,
very much
thank
for
you.
your time.
Bye.
Okay, the next hand I see is Robert Carilla. Robert, go ahead.
Hi, can you hear me?
Yep, go ahead.
Okay, I live at 169 Avenue A, apartment 4. I live above 169 Avenue A business below me. And they have a very low regard for the community. And I've lived here for many years. I've moved in 1987, and I've seen the neighborhood change from art galleries to pet shops to thrift shops, and now all the restaurants that are over congested in this one block. So I really adamantly oppose 171 getting this full liquor license. And also, we don't need a duplicate of what's going on beneath me. As recently as there's still noise issues happening at 169 Avenue A, as recently as last October. And it was reported from maybe a building next door to the building that I live in. So there are still issues, and we do not need a duplicate of what I am living above, which has been a complete nightmare ever since the new management and poor leadership has taken over. And we just don't need it. Thank you for listening to me.
Thank you. The next hand I see is Judith Zabrowski. Judith, go ahead.
Thank you. I'm the co-chair of the 9th Street A1 Block Association. The same difficulties that the residents of Avenue A and the side streets are occurring in the entire community. I would support everything that both Dale and Andrew said. I would also like to emphasize a beer and wine in April of 2022 was not the normal process that the RU, our liquor authority, used to approve. We asked the owners of bars and restaurants to show that they were good members of the community and respectful of their neighbors. I don't think that 6 months is an appropriate time to approve a full operating license. Thank you.
Thank you. The next and final hand I see is Laura Sewell. Laura, go ahead.
Hi, thank you. I just want to give a little background. The North Avenue A Neighborhood Association did meet with this applicant back in June of 2021 when they first were proposing to come in with full liquor. And we explained the situation with the church across the street. We explained our opposition to additional full liquor in this oversaturated area. There are 16 licenses, 7 of which are full liquor. It's very, very close to Tompkins Square Park, so a lot of that area is not developable, which is why there aren't more. But we experience it, who live on the block or adjacent blocks, as a very saturated block, where you're walking through operating restaurants as you try to get to your home. So in June of 2021, the applicant withdrew. They reappeared in July and withdrew again. And then ended up being approved on October of 2021 for administratively approved, as Michelle mentioned earlier. I appreciate a close look at the petitions because I definitely see business owners and people from much further away than the immediate area on the petition sheets. And I'm speaking on behalf of the East Village Community Coalition, and we've observed a business that's really just not thriving. And I think it's, whether they're able to do their business model here or not, we're very concerned that this is an exit strategy, or it's going to become a completely different operation than what it appears to be right now. Thanks so much.
Thanks, Laura. Okay, I do not see any other folks with their hands raised. So, Terry, is there anything that you wanted to address there briefly?
Yeah, just a few things, Michelle. First, the church across the street, to what we have discovered, has tenants upstairs that have no relation to the church, and therefore that building is not exclusively used as a church, school, or synagogue, and it does not affect or come under the 200-foot rule. And the SLA will vet that issue thoroughly, believe me. The next thing I want to say is that, often we're told when we come to community boards that, 6 months is a fair period of time to find out what's going on in an establishment. They waited the 6 months and they came before the board. They put the matter over willingly last month to this month because you wanted more signatures from the immediate area, which we understand and provided. I do think that they've operated during this time and they haven't had any problems or violations. I don't think you can just assume that somebody's going to have a violation or be a problem in the future just because they upgrade from beer and wine to full OP. But with those things said, we'll gladly answer any further questions you have with regard to the operation. The operation, I would point out their operation that's downtown is open till 4 a.m. and they are not doing that here. They're only going to 2 a.m. on the Thursday, Friday, and Saturday.
All right, thanks, Terry. All right, I'm gonna close the public session of this now and move to just the committee. Anyone from the committee have any? I'm the only one besides Jamie, I think, that's spoken. So anyone else from the committee have any comments on this? David, go ahead.
Trying to find my raise hand function. Yeah, if they've only been open 7 months there, they got in on administrative approval, basically saying that they were going to do a business as beer wine. It is a saturated area. I think that we should not approve this license.
Okay. Anyone else from the committee? Jeanette, go ahead.
My problem isn't so much with any of the stuff, but we generally ask for like 12 months of operation. So I think there aren't any issues yet, but like we usually do ask for like 12 months before an upgrade. So I would rather wait the 12 months, like kind of piggybacking off of what David's saying. But that's my rationale at this time.
Okay. Yeah, just for context for newer committee members, it wasn't always part of the administrative approval process that people who were approved through that were, one of the stipulations was not always that you could have to wait a year to come back. It was like a modification that we made last year. So I checked, this applicant did not have that stipulation when they got administratively approved, but just to show that yes, we typically we now require applicants to wait a year after approval to come back. That being said, this that does not account for actual approval by the SLA. It's a year from CB3 approval, so which is less and less of an issue now that we have temporary licenses, but that's getting into the weeds. Anyway, go ahead, Jamie.
Yeah, hi. I do agree with David as well. Obviously we heard from the community. I don't think that we are people to weigh in on how a business's model chooses to work. That's not for us to dictate whether or not they think they can succeed with beer and wine or liquor. That's not our purview. I think the basic principle that it has never been licensed as a liquor license, and we do have a saturation issue that we hear about regularly. I would also vote against this application out of principle.
Okay, thanks. Amanda, I saw your hand up. Did you still want to weigh in?
It just what Jamie said, I think based on our guidance, because this place has not been licensed before, has never been licensed before. Following our guideline, I would vote no on this.
Okay. Does someone want to make a motion to adopt a resolution to deny in that case?
I'll move that we adopt a motion to deny the application. Reasons to explain as we go along.
Is there a second?
Second.
Okay. All right, hold on one second. Okay, I'm going to share the draft resolution that we have for this. Okay, so I basically read through all of this. Committee, you should have access to this on Google Drive if you want to look at it more closely. But we have in here, this has never had a full on-premises liquor license. I codified here the feedback we got, the petition, which I did go through and slash out names. I think that if we want to, if there's anything else that, I know David, you often have strong feelings on how we should word the denial, or if there's any other clauses that you think that we should put in. Anyone from the committee want to make any amendments to the suggestions?
Should we add something in the therefore clause about how we are basing this decision off of the guidance that we wrote? I don't know if it's necessary. Just curious.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think that is so something like
instead of because of or
We have a standard way of mentioning that, don't we, Michelle, in a whereas?
I don't think so.
Well, you say because of you say quality of life issues twice, so maybe just because of our guidance regarding oversature of liquor licenses on Upper Avenue A, which creates quality of life issues.
Yeah, okay, because of
C3
Board 3's guidance about the oversaturation of liquor license and creates a quality of life issues for residents. I'll let me just find the guidance. I can link to it. I like to include that. Thanks, Amanda. Any objections to that amendment? Okay, any other amendments, committee, before we go to a vote? None. Okay, committee, we are voting on number 6, Fishmarket. A yes means that you want to deny this outright. A no means that you do not want to deny it outright. Amanda Liu.
yes.
David Crane.
Yes.
Jeanette Kim,
Yes.
Jamie Felber,
Yes.
Sarah Baccio,
Yes.
Michelle Cooper Smith. Yes. Okay, this motion carries. Thank you, everyone who came tonight for this. Appreciate your time.
Thank you.
Thanks, Terry. Okay. Okay. I'm gonna go in order now. So there'll be 2, 7, 8. All right, are the applicants for number 2 here? 5 St. Mark's, please.
Yes.
Hi.
Hi.
Hi. Okay, I'm just gonna drop the questionnaire in the chat for everybody. Okay. So, this is an application for a full on-premises liquor license at 5 St. Mark's Place, which is in the west side of it, which is kind of in a basement. Very close to 3rd Avenue, between 2nd and 3rd Avenue. There's a letter of no objection of 34 people, 13 tables and 30 seats with one 13-foot bar that I need to know how many seats are there. Full kitchen and food preparation area, serving Chinese barbecue food during all hours of operation Monday to Thursday and within 2 hours of closing on Friday to Sunday. No televisions, recorded music at ambient background levels only. There are 17 full on-premises liquor licenses within 500 feet. This location was licensed with a full on-premises license from 1995, from 1995 until January 2021. And I believe that they did not have any stipulations, but they were open until 2 a.m. and 4 a.m. It was a yakitori spot. The applicant for this application is currently licensed at the Fairfield Inn and Suites in Chelsea on West 28th Street. And another one of the principals has been operating and managing restaurants for nearly a decade and operated a similar restaurant in Flushing from 20 to 2021. And the first applicant, sorry, this is a lot of order, managed a restaurant from in 2014, 2015 before working at the Fairfield Inn and Suites. No commercial thermal complaints at this location. 9 residents who live within 2 blocks, including 4 residents of the building, signed a petition in favor. They're asking for 12 a.m. Monday to Thursday and 2 a.m. Friday to Sunday. And then just the clarifying questions that I had for you, Jasmine, were how many seats are in the front in the 13th, the bar?
The bar would have 4 seats.
Okay. And then is it accurate that it's a letter of no objection of 34 people, or is it a certificate of occupancy?
Currently, we didn't find certificate of occupancy on Department of Building website. I believe the architect of our client is working on getting a certificate of occupancy.
So I should say with a pending certificate of occupancy?
That's the right way to describe it.
Okay. And then the DBA is a role, correct?
Correct.
Okay, thank you.
Sure.
And then something that I flagged in reviewing this application is that typically we ask for food, some form of food to be served during all hours of operation. So even if you close the kitchen, that you might have like a late night menu. And so I saw that you weren't planning to serve food for 2 hours on Friday to Sunday. Is it possible that you would be able to serve food during those hours?
You mean between 12 midnight until 2 a.m.?
Yeah.
Let me confirm with my client. Tool, is that okay? To serve food between 12 p.m. to 2 a.m. That's okay. Okay.
Of course.
Yes. The answer is yes.
Fabulous. Okay, and I should note that we didn't get any emails about this ahead of the meeting. Okay, any questions for them, committee? Okay. Is there anyone here from the community that wants to speak on this item number 2, 5 St. Mark's Place? Please put up your hand. Okay, Susie, I see you. Go ahead.
All right, thank you for your time. I'm here on behalf of the Block Association. Ian Fair, who is appearing as Sounds NYC, is here as well. We met with the applicant, and it was one other neighborhood member. And Ian's microphone is not working. My name is Susie Schraub, member of St. Mark's Block Association between 2nd and 3rd Avenue and 8 St. Mark's Tenants Association. The applicant told us that given the history of the space, that the meeting with us was a formality and courtesy, and that there is SLA case law that gives the owner the right to a full OP. Our areas of concern and an advocacy for denial are sidewalk blocking. This space is extremely narrow, especially now with the big construction on the corner. And also, there is a sidewalk shed that's blocking the entire front. So I'm not sure how any garbage trucks or anything could get there. The space has been vacant for over a year. When in our discussion, the owner did not know that the trash bins in the front of the building were for residential use and that they had to hire a commercial garbage company. They told us they would store the garbage somewhere inside the restaurant. And again, our concern is rat infestation. Then the topic of noise, like every applicant, they promised that there would be no noise. The owner said that if people didn't like noise, they should not live on this block. Another question we had, why are they open till 2 a.m. on Sunday? Because Monday is a work day. Another thing was that I felt like we didn't get much emphasis on the issues that were raised, and they kept defending their position by repeating and quoting their business model, what their customers want, and in a restaurant of this kind, and hard liquor seemed to be a big component of that business model. The application indicates that they are intending on serving $6 shots, which to many of us brings back the nightmares of Continental around the corner, that used to be around the corner. And they also have their happy hour till 10 p.m. according to the application. As for our area, we have 24 OP licenses on the block and 33 within a 500-foot ratio. So we're also facing the issue of tremendous over-exaggeration. And for that reason, we asked the board to deny this application. Thank you.
Thanks, Susie. Okay, anyone from the committee have any questions for the applicant?
Can I say something? I'm one of the attorneys for the applicant.
Oh, sure, go ahead.
Thank you. I just want to point out, I was at that community meeting and we never were so arrogant as to say anything like we have a right to a full OP. I mean, that would make absolutely no sense, number one. Number two, the sidewalk shed was there and we are new tenants and it will be removed. And number three, we didn't say you should not live on the block if you don't like noise. It just makes no sense. I mean, we came to the community board, we came to these people because we wanted to get their approval, not to insult them. This is a barbecue, a Chinese restaurant, and the clientele to whom they are appealing, they believe, they meaning the owners, like to have cocktails, not shots, cocktails with their meal. And I just wanted to point that out. And of course, anything that you would feel that should be done to modify the application, we would consider and most likely do, of course. Thank you.
Thanks, Ronald. Yeah, I mean, I do have the question about the Sunday night 2 a.m. Typically, for restaurant, we do 2 AM Thursday, like not like Thursday to Saturday or Friday and Saturday, not on Sunday. Would you be amenable to doing 12 AM on Sundays?
Yes.
Okay, any objections to that committee? Okay,
No, no.
anyone from the committee have any questions for the applicants before we go to a resolution making, or any comments you want to make?
The kitchen will be open till midnight, but the license will extend till 2 AM on the
No, they
weekend.
committed to serving food all hours.
Sorry.
Yeah, they're good. And they've committed to installing double pane vacuum insulated windows for soundproofing purposes. Okay, I'm gonna share the resolution.
Sorry, could you just
Yeah.
super quickly review the history of licenses at the location?
Sure, let me just share, it's in the resolution, just let me
Okay,
share
thanks.
that. But it was licensed continuously to one operation from 1995 until 2021. So there were no stipulations. This one. But from Yelp, we discerned that they were open until 4 AM some nights, which they, I believe, were allowed to do because they had no stipulations. So Jamie, go ahead.
Yeah, can we just add in the stipulations that they intend to remove the outdoor shed? Are we able to do that if they're?
It's not an SLA thing. So like this has come up about like trash, like we could say like whereas if like we could say like whereas the applicant committed to removing the shed or something like that, or maintaining the front. I don't know, Ronald or Jasmine, are you taking down the shed? Are you planning to do that? You're on mute.
I just want to confirm with 2-0, is that correct?
Oh, yes, that's definitely something we can do, yes.
I mean, not saying that you have to, but if it's dilapidated, we could, I don't know. I mean, Jamie, what's the thought behind that?
Just as, you know, just as a way of acknowledging an issue that one of the members of the community has brought forward and acknowledging that the applicant has agreed to further meet needs.
Yeah, so I mean, we could say like, whereas the applicant has committed to, you know, making sure that any curbside dining does not impede pedestrian egress or something.
Yeah, or, you know, just David.
It never hurts to memorialize any agreement like that is made at a meeting. I mean, I understand that it may not, you know, be taken up directly by the SLA, but it probably is a good idea.
Well, we could put, I mean, we could put it in a whereas, but there's no point in putting it in a stipulation was my.
Exactly, which
Yeah.
is, so, you know, whereas would be fine. And in a stipulation, if you could put something about, yeah, you'd said something about not impeding sidewalk.
Yeah, well, I mean, you're actually, sorry, I forgot, you're agreeing to not use outdoor space for commercial use, so I guess we couldn't put in here, whereas the applicant has agreed to remove the existing curbside dining structure. Does that sound like what you wanted, Jamie?
Sorry. Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't realize that wasn't a question. Yeah, that works.
Okay, is that amenable, Ronald and Jasmine?
Yes.
I just wanted to get confirmation. I believe so from my client. Is that a?
Oh, actually, when we have a system to control the traffic. So our system is based on the reservation system. So
No, we're talking about the shed. We're talking about the shed.
Sorry, what is that?
We're talking about the removing the shed, which I thought was being removed. Maybe I'm wrong.
I think that's removed already, right?
So the answer is, if it's not removed, it's going to be removed.
Okay, yeah, yeah.
Okay, okay, Thank
Which
you.
is what I thought.
okay. All right, committee, anything else? Before I go into, you want to amend? Take a moment.
I'm just going to say that I plan to vote for this because they're going to, I'm pretty sure they are going to get a license. And this is the way that the committee has to control what operates with a license.
Okay, thanks, David.
You know, if there were a way to effectively block something on a block as crowded as that, I would go for it. But I don't think that there is.
Okay, any other committee members want to weigh in before we read through the full steps? Okay. Okay, all right, so this is just to go through again, application for a liquor, wine, beer, and cider license at 5 St. Mark's Place, the West Store basement. It's a Chinese barbecue restaurant with a kitchen serving food during all hours of operation. Opening no later than 12 p.m. Monday to Sunday, and closing by 12 a.m. Sunday to Thursday, and by 2 a.m. Friday to Saturday. No outdoor space will be used for commercial use. It will install soundproofing as double pane vacuum insulated windows. It will close any front or rear facade doors and windows at 10 p.m. every night. No DJs, no live music, no promoted events, no event with a cover fee, no scheduled performances. It will play ambient recorded background music only. It will not apply for an alteration without coming back here. It will not participate in pub crawls or have any party buses. No unlimited drink specials. If they have a happy hour, it must end by 10, no wait lines, staff person responsible for ensuring no loitering. Does that all look good?
The phone number.
Yeah, sounds right.
The phone number is munged now.
Oh, shoot. Tuo, can you remind me your phone number? Sorry.
Hello, yes, it's 347
Uh-huh.
249 6585. So
Okay.
we'll meet the yes,
Yeah,
24.
I lost a digit somewhere. Okay.
Thank you.
Thanks. Thanks, David, for noticing that. Okay, committee, any objections to moving this to a vote? Okay. Hearing none. Okay, reminder, this is number 2, 5 St. Mark's Place. David Crane,
Yes.
Amanda Liu,
Yes.
Jamie Felber,
Yes.
Sarah Bachu,
Yes.
Jeanette Kim,
Yes.
Michelle Cooper Smith. Yes, okay, so this motion carries. We will send you stipulations tomorrow. Please sign and return by Friday. Thanks for everyone's time.
Thank you for your time. Thank you.
Yep, have a good night.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, we're now gonna do number 7, 254 Broome Street, the applicant's present.
Yes. Michael Kelly representing the applicant, Maria Rust and Angie Berry are here.
Yes. Yes.
Okay, I just dropped the application in the chat. Okay.
I did leave out the outdoor closing time for the shed. It's 10 p.m. 7 days a week.
Great, thanks. Okay, I'm just gonna run through the highlights here. So this is an application, I believe, Michael, is this right, that the manager of the location is taking over the space
That is correct.
Standalone license, okay. So committee, just so you know, we heard an application for this last summer, which is why I remember this context, to extend the hours. And so now the manager is asking to take over the space with the same method of operation. That's accurate, Michael?
Yes.
Okay. So, all right, so 254 Broome Street between Ludlow Street and Orchard Street. A certificate of occupancy of 74 people. Food prep area serving food during all hours of operation. There's 6 tables with 10 seats and 1 bar with 10 seats. This was administratively approved for wine beer in September 2019. So that was closing all days by 12 a.m. Then we approved in June 2021 an extension to 2 a.m. And so now the manager at Sommtime is reapplying for the same method of operation with their own LLC. They share a storefront with a previously problematic location, so it was basically impossible to discern through on complaints. But we know that there are no complaints for this operation to the community board. We received a claim from the Orchard Street Block Association that this location has been one of the most problematic on a problematic street, a claim that cannot be verified by the board. 23 residents who live within 2 blocks, including 7 who live in the above the premises, signed a petition in favor. So just to reiterate, they're asking to open no later than 11 a.m. all days and closing by 12 a.m. Sunday to Wednesday and 2 a.m. Thursday to Saturday, which is the same thing that we approved in June 2021. No DJs, none of that stuff. Is that all accurate, Michael?
Yes, and I believe you've said it all.
And you're committed to opening at 11 a.m. all days. You've probably heard us say this 100 times, that means that you must be open by 11 a.m. every day. Okay. Committee, do you have any questions? Okay, anyone here from the public, please raise your hand. Matt Friedlander, go ahead. You're on mute.
Can you hear me?
Yep, go ahead.
My name is Matt Friedlander. I'm the owner operator of Sally Can Wait at 252 Broome Street, which is right next door to the applicants. We opened for business a year ago, and I have to say that they've been some of the best neighbors that I could ever hope for. I'm not sure what the community's objections were with regards to them being a problematic establishment. They're a wine bar that serves really great food. It's a very, very relaxed, intimate, romantic atmosphere in there, all hours of operation. I think they've been running a terrific business, and I'm very much looking forward to them taking ownership over the space.
Thanks, Matt. The next hand I see is Lindsay. Lindsay, go ahead.
Hi, thank you so much for having me. I just wanted to say that I live at 136 Aldridge Street, and Sommtime has been a welcome part of the addition to the community, and they are very respectful neighbors and lovely people. And I just wanted to voice my support. So thank you.
Thanks. Okay, I'm not seeing any other hands. Anyone from the committee have any questions for them? Okay. Any objections to moving to adopt the draft resolution?
Did you ask for a motion or whether there were objections?
Which one? I was asking for objections. Is that okay?
It's fine.
Oh, great. Okay, cool. Doing Robert's rules right.
Sorry, your pause was just so lengthy that I thought, maybe that was a prompt.
No, I was smirking maybe at a statement, David. Okay. So just to reiterate, wine beer license at 254 Broome Street for Sommtime. I went through the history of the application. I just added in what we heard from residents and business owners. Okay, committee, anything else to add here? Okay. I'm gonna, sorry, wow, that's how little time our residents took speaking that the alarm was still on. Okay, I'm gonna stop sharing this then, and we can just go through the full stipulations forms to make sure that we're all on the same page. Okay. Okay, just reiterating, 254 Broome Street, wine beer. It's a wine bar with a less than full service kitchen, but serving food during all hours of operation. They have committed to opening no later than 11 a.m., which is lunch. Great. Closing by 12 a.m. Sunday to Wednesday and 2 a.m. Thursday to Saturday. It will close all outdoor space by 10 p.m. It will close any front or rear facade doors by 10 p.m. or when there's any of these things that you are not going to have. No DJs, no live music, no promoted events, no event with a cover fee, and no scheduled performances. They'll play ambient recorded background music only. They will not apply for an alteration without coming back here. They will not seek a change in class without coming back here. They will not participate in pub crawls or have party buses. No unlimited drink specials. If they have a happy hour, it must end by 7. No wait lines outside, and a staff person responsible for ensuring no loitering. And they'll post these tips prominently. Michael, does that look good?
Looks perfect.
Great. Any objections, committee, before we go to a vote? Okay, in that case, I'm going to stop sharing. Okay, committee, we're going to vote on number 7, Sommtime. David Crane.
Yes.
Amanda Liu.
Yes.
Jamie Felber.
Yes.
Jeanette Kim.
Yes.
Sarah Bachu.
Yes.
Michelle Coopersmith. Yes. Okay, this motion carries. We'll send you stipulations tomorrow. Please sign and return by Friday. Thank
Will
you
do.
so much.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you very much.
Okay, just before we do our last one, which is going to be Beverly's, I'm just going to run to the bathroom. So please twiddle your thumbs, whatever you want to do. I'll be right back. Okay, great. We are going to do our last application for the evening, which is number 8, Beverly's. Let me just drop the application in the chat. Hi, Zelda. Okay, so this is an application for 297 Grand Street for Beverly's some of us old people, maybe less old people, will remember that Beverly's was on Essex Street, but closed during the pandemic. So this is an application, as I said, for 297 Grand Street, which is a fully commercial space just east of Allen Street on the south side of the street. It is a fully commercial district. There's no residents there. I believe it's C7 zoning. C4, sorry, C4 4A zoning. And so the applicants are here asking for a bar and art exhibition space, which is very similar to what the Beverly's on Essex Street was. A certificate of occupancy of 74 people, 9 tables and 39 seats with one 20-foot bar with 10 seats. A food preparation area with local foods available during all hours of operation. No televisions, ambient recorded background music. There are 15 full on-premises liquor licenses within 500 feet, but I don't believe that there are any actually on that block. This location has never been licensed, but as I noted, this is in a district that's mapped to regional commercial centers like Flushing and Queens. And as I mentioned, the applicants previously held a full on-premises license at 21 Essex from February 2013 until December 2020. So as I mentioned, this is a location that's a fully commercial district. So they received letters from several nearby business owners within 2 blocks, including a record store on the second floor of the premises, galleries on Grand Street and on Eldridge Street, and they got 91 resident signatures from within 2 blocks. They're asking for closing by 1 a.m. Sunday to Wednesday and 2 a.m. Thursday to Saturday. Anything that I missed there in my recital of facts? Asking applicants or counsel.
Sorry, nope, you got it.
Okay, great. Committee, any questions for the applicants?
I mean, it's in a commercial zone, so it's kind of cut and dry. It's, I don't think there were many issues with previous Beverly's either.
Okay, thanks. Anyone else from the committee? Okay. I suspect that there are a couple of people here to speak in favor. If you're here to speak in favor, can you raise your hand, your Zoom hand? Okay. Oh, only one person. Okay. Okay, so I suspect that the committee is going to approve this. So if you just want to say something like super brief in support, but you really don't need to say much, I don't think. David, do you want to back me up on this? Okay, thanks. Okay, Alexandra, go ahead.
Yeah, I just want to support Beverly's application, and I'm a longtime patron, and I've shown art with them internationally.
We just lost your sound. Okay, Pretty, we got it right. Thumbs up from her. Okay. Okay, any other questions, committee, about this application? Okay. Any objections to moving to the making of a resolution?
Sorry, you asked for all public comments of any sort, correct?
Yes.
Or
Yeah, there's no one. Yeah. Is there anyone else here to speak on this item besides Alexandra? Raise your hand. I don't think there is. I didn't see anyone else sign in. Okay. Okay. So I mostly read through this already. Bar and art exhibition, 297 grand. Fully commercial. They had the 21 Essex. They've been doing work at 5 Eldridge. We might remember that they shared a storefront with Clockwork, so it was very difficult or impossible to discern which 301 complaints were for whom, but I had a suspicion who they were actually for. I reiterated the letters of support from new right businesses, petition signatures, and then opening no later than 3 p.m. and closing by 1 a.m. and 2 a.m.
If I could just, this is Aaron Pierce, counsel to Beverly's.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm confused, but I just want it for clarity. It says, therefore be it resolved that Community Board 3 recommends the denial of the application.
Yeah, so so the SLA has asked us to word it like that. It's basically, we would deny you unless you agree to these stipulations, which we assume that you will agree to the stipulations, and thus it's effectively an approval. But for whatever reason, the admin people at the SLA would ignore something if it said approved, and they wouldn't read our stipulations. So
thank you for the clarity.
no problem. Just make sure that all these stipulations look accurate. I mean, I'll go through the full form in a second, but committee, anything you want to add to this resolution? Okay. Hearing nothing, I'm going to share my screen with the full stipulations just to make sure that they're all accurate. Oh, that's the wrong one. Sorry. Okay. Liquor, wine, beer, and cider for 297 grand. Bar and art exhibition space opening no later than 3 p.m. all days and closing by 1 a.m. Sunday to Wednesday and 2 a.m. Thursday to Saturday. Close all outdoor dining by 10. They'll install soundproofing. They'll have a doorman, security personnel, close any front or rear facade doors by 10 p.m. No DJs, no live music, no event with a cover fee, no third-party promoted events allowed, no scheduled performances. They'll play ambient recorded background music only. They'll not apply for an alteration without coming back to us. No pub crawls, no boozy brunches or other unlimited drink specials. They will, if they have a happy hour, it must end by 9. No wait lines. Staff person responsible for ensuring no loitering. Does it all look right, Aaron, and applicants? I can zoom in if you can't see everything.
I can see just fine, and I'll defer to Leah Dixon and her partners, but it looks exactly correct to me.
Yeah, it looks great. Thank you.
Okay, cool. Committee, any objections to moving to a vote? Okay. Hearing none, we're going to vote on our final resolution of the evening, which I will count as our final vote. Okay, this is 297 Grand Street, number 8. Amanda Liu.
Yes.
David Crane.
Yes.
Jamie Felber.
Yes.
Jeanette Kim.
Yes.
Sarah Bachu.
Yes.
Michelle Cooper Smith. Yes. Okay, so this motion carries. Thanks for your time. We will send you stipulations tomorrow. Please sign and return by Friday. Appreciate your time.
Thank you. Thanks, guys.
Thanks, committee. I won't be at full board meeting, so one of you is going to get chosen to present SLA. Watch out. I will be traveling. So thanks, everybody. See you soon.